Shalom Israel. Real quick video giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle, elders, bishops, great millstone. One salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most I will. To the hopeful extended elect, shalom blessings. Men, women, and children, just want to get a video. These are two separate things dealing with Iran. Iran executes 3 people. Well, let me get this one first. Iran basically executes. Iran executes man accused of spying for Israel. Mizan reports. And this is just fuel to the fire, man. It's the Most High stirring up things, keep them in the war state of mind. It also was one that said Israel executes Mossad spy. No, not that one. Masih, I don't even know how to pronounce this stuff. Masih Alinhad reacts after Iran hangs 3 people, including team, on national wrestling team. They were going against protesters. I think one even was accused of shooting a police officer, killing a police officer. Yeah, Iran executed 3 people, including teen wrestler accused of killing police during January protests. These are rolling out events of things that happen in the Levant area, the region of what they call the Middle East. Like we always say, the Most High always keeps it hot. And though it, a lot of times it's not in the daily news over here as as something that needs to be attended to when war is not in effect. It's always still brewing, man. And let me get the scripture right quick. It says Psalms 10 and 12, hatred stirreth up strife, but love covereth all sins. These people, they hate is building up for America. Hate is building up for spies. That just their whole overall status and the orchestration of their regime, it being confirmed through how they what they do to judge the people, or execute people, and it raises concerns, it raises eyebrows of the people, even around the world, because it's public, it's on public display, it's in the media. And I think it even read that Iranian citizens in the regional places and the Levant, that people were getting concerned about this being just an ongoing thing, an ongoing routine, but with erratic behavior, because these people don't have the spirit of the Most High. It says, be slow to anger. Right here it says, Proverbs 15 and 18, a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. So these people don't have the spirit of the Most High. They're not slow to anger. When they triggered and they feud, best believe they can go all the way to push the button. They can go all the way to execute many, and it may seem unfair. It may be unfair to the people, and they don't care. They don't. So these are the things that are left without that we're able to look into and able to discuss and make public, because our people don't understand that these people that are set up doing these things, leaders of other countries, they have it in them to do it, and they're steered up by the Most High himself. He even said he gonna stir up the spirit of the Medes. You know, he'll muster the battle. He'll direct men in their path where their heart may go. The heart of the king is in the hands of the Most High. So a lot of this added fuel and heat and movement is because of the Most High, you know. And it's according. It's a lot of effects of what we doing too, prophesying. You know, the words go out. The words, Most High's word doesn't go out void. This word is a vibration, a heavy vibration in the earth. You know, it's now being seen and heard all over across the world. You know, prophecy is in play. The prophets are talking about the outcome, what's supposed to be of these things, and so it's definitely a high spiritual vibration, high spiritual voltage in this place. You know, and it plays out on the earth. So, you know, the Most High, you know, and this is even when the people get highly concerned about their livelihood, and how they're being treated, raising eyebrows and all that, you know, and then, you know, you see when Bin Laden back then, when they had tapes of Bin Laden, and who was that other one? Saddam Hussein. They had him in public news to where, you know, how he was treating his men, you know, how they were, yeah, they were yeah, mistreating their citizens and all that. And, you know, America played the superhero, of course. And, you know, so people were concerned, you know. They start crying out. And so when the kind of people get bothered, get fueled up themselves, it can cause civil war. It can cause even political figures to be at be of you know, uncomfortable, because you could do citizens could do a lot within their state, their country. They could uproar. They could go on protest. They could quit their jobs that affect the economy. They could do a lot of stuff, man. So, you know, the government has some form of fashion walk on the eggshells too, as they maneuver and move and make these decisions, government leaders and all that. So, but you know, they getting Most High making them to the point where they don't care. Nope, you know, they going out like madmen, sparing none, especially this devil, the so-called white man. But you know, Iran is flexing muscle right now. You know, and without, you know, so much right now, without, you know, really critical involvement from Russia. So they, you know, they want to flex their muscle and show the world like, hey, yeah, we don't care. We execute, and we, you know, it may be some moral status. You know, when you do have a country and you do go by certain rules and regulations of your own country, just like us being Israelites. And if we were back in Israel, we send out spies, and then the spies, we find out that they didn't told and they didn't, you know, deceived us and all that. We're gonna execute those spies. or vice versa. If a spy come from another nation trying to, get into our country, whatever, we're gonna have them executed. So a lot of people, a lot of Jakes don't know, man. They don't know the acts of war. They don't know, you know, that it's raw cut straight, you know, to where if you have to take many people out, many bodies out, you will. It's almost like by any means necessary. So, um, and that's how it goes. They were hanged, I think. It says they were hanged. So let me see. Iran carries out second execution. So they executing protesters, man. And that could trigger, like we said over here, they with the draconian laws that's coming over here, they'll do that too. Men teaching the Bible hanged. Men protesting against the government hanged. You know, so all these things are coming in, resurfacing in the earth. So you know, and I think that kind of fuels America to follow suit in some way, to where like, hey, we can get crazy too, and we'll execute people too like that. You know, this is kind of flexing muscle, flexing power, whatever, power of muscle at this time. You know, um, but yeah, we haven't reached the surface of all out war, but there is flexing muscle. So how is things gonna unfold or evolve from where it is now? We gotta see, gotta watch. We're the watchmen. Um, hmm, um, trying to think of another scripture. Um, why do the heathen rage? You know, and these are heathens. They don't have any moral codes, pretty much. Not no any moral codes such as Israel. How Israel is patterned after the spirit of the Most High, elect, if you will, and then how we supposed to be overall as a nation, as a example, and a spiritual example. So even when these, even when men get executed in these other countries, you know, um, it has to do with war, and just went off. And a lot of times when the countries go to war is because it has to do with their laws, people breaking their laws, or differences, you know, that these other nations don't want to hold to, and agree with. They might do certain practice or certain laws, and then people, America, say, "Well, now we're not down with that." So well, this is how we do it. Well, we're gonna have to invade your country. We're gonna have to invade the land and take over. Well, we're just gonna have to see where that goes, because we're not backing down, and we got war. We have uh, might to fight back. We have um, missiles and all that. So yeah, let's see where this goes, because there's a lot of talk before this stuff happened, especially a nuclear war, because nobody really wants to be bombed to smithereens. You got to think before you, because somebody's going to be destroyed, one or the other party. But little things like this. I mean, it's not little, but when things like this happen, it kind of just it just adds fuel to the fire of what's going on already. You know, raising heads, eyebrows until we're like, damn, it's just a lot of shit going on, and it's affecting a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of citizens. You know, so that's all, man. I mean, and you know, when we what it says, what if God, what if some did not believe? Because that and that's according to prophecy too, and according to what we tell you about what's going on with these nations, and that the Most High is doing all these things. What if some? The effect is still going to take place. It's still going to be carried out. And if you have sleeper cell men like that in this country, guess what? They're going to be doing the same thing, beheading, you know, dismembering you, hanging you, you know, especially in those remote areas. And that's what a lot of Jacob's going to try to run because the city is going to be in an uproar. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be horrific. Romans 3:3. What if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? Shall the faith of Most High without effect? Because we have faith that these prophecies going to come to pass. We have faith that when things happen like this and men are moving up on the earth like this, making decisions to have this brought about, executions, murders, killings, and it has to do, especially with government and the actual thing being publicized to where it affects people's lives. That's definitely, goes with along with how what we saying about what's happening in the earth, you know. So yeah, just another reason to stay awake and keep up with the news and continue to be watchmen. You know, there's more to come of this, and we'll see how Iran moves. The eyes on Iran and Israel and Russia too, and the whole world, man. The whole world is watching and concerned about what's going on with this war and what's going on inside these countries, you know, before the surfacing of the all-out, raw war, you know, and it's definitely bringing raising attention. Iran Haynes 3 minutes. So yeah, just another, these incidents. Anyway, over to that. Fine. Till next video. Shalom.